Hi, I'm Sanne from A Whole New High, and in this video I'm going to talk about group ceremonies and private ceremonies and how you can really decide what is the right fit for you. And first of all, what I want to share is that it's not really that one is better than the other. So it's not that private ceremonies are better than group ceremonies or the other way around. It's really something that is dependent on your personal wants and needs. And it's very dependent also on your intention. So what you actually want to gain from the experience, what you wish to get out of it. So first of all, before you even start making the decision, it's very important to become aware of that. So to first ask yourself, what is my intention for the experience? Because that can give you more also direction to see if a private or a group ceremony is better for you. Because it can be, and it's what I've my experience also working with clients, for example, when we really want to have a psilocybin experience for the therapeutic benefits, both can be extremely beneficial, right? But if you feel like you might need a lot of support going into your emotions or working through those emotions, and for you it actually would feel a lot safer to have at least one guide with you the entire time, so to make sure that you can really work through that and those emotions and the things that might come up don't feel overwhelming to you, then a private setting can be really great. But it is very important to say that it doesn't mean that a group setting doesn't have the same therapeutic benefits, because it does. And still, the guides can still offer you support also in a group setting, but they cannot give you, of course, as much attention as in a private setting. What is important to know as well is that during the psilocybin experience, which is usually from like 4 up to even 6 hours, sometimes even longer, but it's more rare. So it's a long experience, and most of the time, again, it's not always the case, but most of the time people are mainly internally focused during this experience. So even that's kind of how also guides can work in a group setting and still be able to give everyone the attention and the support that they need. But of course it will not be throughout the whole experience as much as you will get in a private setting. And what I've also experienced working with clients, for some people it's not just literally like having the support all the time, like someone talking to you or someone really literally supporting you, but just the feeling and the thought that someone is there by their side the entire time makes them feel really safe. And because they feel really safe, they're actually able to go deeper into that experience. And also, what can also influence it a lot is how easily you get distracted by other people. If you're someone that gets super easily distracted and very easily annoyed by other people, for example, when they make noises or whatever it is, then maybe a private setting would be better as well. What is important to know if you are thinking about going more into a group setting, that this is my personal experience and also what I've experienced doing group ceremonies at our retreats, is that even though when someone else makes noise, when someone else is a little loud, or when they're going through something, or you maybe hear someone cry or someone be angry near you, that actually what it has done for me, my personal experience, it helped me to get actually deeper into my experience. So whenever I get triggered by something outside of me, it actually became a part of my experience. So it almost felt like it was kind of in a way a setup. For example, some noise where I got distracted by was a setup for me to get into my frustration, which helped me to get deeper into my experience. So it's important to know that noises and things like that doesn't have to be bad at all. And usually good guides will also create a safe space where it is limited, but of course there can be some noises, and it's more common in a group setting. What I do really love about group settings, and what has been personally really healing for me, and what I've also seen in the group ceremonies, is the way we connect to other people on such a deep level, right? So for me, I remember that when I had my first psilocybin experience, it was in a group setting. And at the time, and this is how your intention also influences what is best for you. So at the time, what I wanted and really needed in my life was more meaningful connection. And one of my intentions for my psilocybin experiences was that, how can I create more connection in my life and create more meaningful relationships? So then going to a retreat where we have multiple ceremonies with other people, and also having like sharing circles, doing integration work together, was really meeting my need for connection. So that's why it was such a good fit for me at the time. And that's what I found really wonderful about it. So if you're someone that's really like, oh, I want to also meet new people that are interested in similar things, then maybe going to something like a psilocybin retreat would be a great thing. So what's also good to know is that we have psilocybin retreats and we have psilocybin ceremonies. So when we go to a psilocybin retreat, we usually have one or multiple psilocybin ceremonies. And in between those days, there usually is time for sharing circles, integration work, or other activities. And what is also possible is having a single ceremony, so a single group ceremony, so that you go through a group ceremony only for the psilocybin experience, and then afterwards you leave. And then of course you can still meet new people and have a deeper connection with people by doing such a profound experience together with different people, which can be really beautiful, because energetically it can feel very strong and very beautiful to share that space with other people. But what I feel like what was really even more beneficial for me about the group ceremonies that I had at the retreat was also the sharing circles after. So then it's also very important to connect to your needs. Do I just want to go to a ceremony, or do I really want to go to a retreat where I have the full experience, including where I connect with other people, and also that I'm kind of out of my day-to-day environment. And also if you feel like, no, I want to in a private setting, but I don't just want to have like a one-off ceremony, which you can also do with a guide, is that you actually also do multiple ceremonies with days of integration work in between. So you also kind of get that retreat experience, but then privately. So that is also a great option. And then you also have the option, what I thought for people who are maybe a little in the middle, they're like, okay, having a full group might be a little bit too much for me. And also doing it by myself doesn't feel right. So then it might be a really good option to do a private ceremony but shared. So to share that ceremony with a friend or your partner, someone you trust, someone you feel safe with, and then together with the guides you can create a still personalized setting that feels safe to you both. You have someone you already trust and know there that you can also talk about and share the experience with and talk about afterwards. And also if you're not really sure about the group ceremony, what I think is always really important to check out beforehand, before you sign up for any retreat or any ceremony, what is very important to know is the amount of people that join the group ceremony. Because the size of the group with psilocybin ceremonies can differ a lot. So you can have a very small group of maybe even 5 people, from like 5 to 10 people, or it can sometimes go up to 20 or even more. So what I personally feel is that for me, too big of a groups is too much for me. So if it gets to more than 10, that would be a little bit too overwhelming for me, because you have so many people with so many different things going on, and that will be a little bit much. At Hohen High, we decide for our retreats to usually keep it to a max of 10 people participating in the retreats and in the ceremonies, because then we're also able to, first of all, make sure that we can give people intention and support whenever they need to. And also, if you're really interested in having a group ceremony, but to just be by yourself with all these people that don't know you, like makes you feel unsafe because you might have some social anxiety, but you do really want to participate in a group ceremony and go maybe to a psilocybin retreat, it might be really cool to go with your partner or to go with a friend that feels safe with you, and you can still share that experience together, so you can still make those connections with other people at the retreat, but you also have someone that you already know that makes you feel a little bit more safe. So I feel like what is most important to make the right decision for you is, again, to really connect to your wants and needs. So sometimes it can help to just write it down. And after writing down your wants and needs, it can also be really helpful to write down your fears. So to really become aware, what is it that I actually afraid of, and how can I best caretake my fear, right? So either caretaking that fears, like I mentioned before, I'm having social anxiety and I want to go to a psilocybin retreat, might be a really good idea to go with someone that I already know and it will make me feel more safe. That's one way we can caretake our fear. Or it is like someone who is very private, opening up in a group that feels like way too much for me, something I don't feel ready for at all. Then a good way to take care of that is to say, okay, I'm going for a private setting, and that is what is better for me. So then after you created like a list, or after you've written that down, then it can be a lot easier to make your decision. And if you still have any questions about it, always feel free to post it in the comments down below, and also feel free to share any of your experiences that you've had privately or in a group setting, and share of what it was like for you. So other people can also know, oh, this is something I can think about. And maybe you had both of the experiences, so what did you find that the differences were? And if you're really interested in having a private ceremony, or really to go to a psilocybin retreat with group ceremonies, you can also go to our website, A Whole New High, for more information. And also, if you have any questions and if you're still finding it difficult to make that decision, feel free to contact us, and we would also love to also give you personalized advice to help you make that decision and to find what is right for you. Thank you for watching this video, and I want to wish you a beautiful week. Yeah.